use the formula that we got from the previous like 3-4 pages, the exterior angles of a circle. Reminder, the exterior angle of a circle is 1/2 of the difference of the arcs. Let's put it into a formula. Let's take a look. Here we go. We might need a calculator, but honestly, we're doing subtraction and division by 2. I think you can do all of this on paper or maybe even in your mind. Okay? Have a highlighter. It's always good to have a highlighter or two. And let's talk about what we need to go. We need to identify the measure of arc Fi. So, highlight or make visible Fi. We also have information with angle K is 20. So I'm going to drop in a 20 right here. I'm going to 20 degrees. I'm going to highlight angle K and keep reading the given facts that we know. We have arc J or GJ. So GJ, this arc is 80 degrees. This does not look to scale at all. But from our work in the previous pages, we have this relationship that the angle, in this case angle K, is equal to 1/2 of the difference, subtracting the two arcs. So I'm going to set that up. I'm going to say, I'm going to go the full formula for you first, and then we can look at shortcuts. The measure of angle K equals 1/2 times the measure of EI minus the measure of GJ arc. Now I set all that up just because that's the formula, but now I want to actually plug in the things we know. I know angle K is 20 degrees. The 1/2, not changing. I know the measure of angle E or arc EI. The measure of arc EI is what we're trying to find, and then the measure of arc GJ is 80 degrees. Something that we did in the previous videos, we distributed the reverse of factoring. So I'm going to move that 1/2 to both of these things. No, wait, ooh. Big brain move right here. Showing a pro tip. Maybe you weren't aware that this was a thing. Because it's multiplication right here, I'm just going to straight right now multiply by 2 to both sides. The reason that I'm multiplying by 2 is that 1/2 multiplied by 2 is 1. So a 1/2 fraction times 2, in essence, in visuality, they're gone. They've canceled themselves out. On the other side, well, we multiply by 2, so let's just do the math. 2 times 20. I heard you through the screen. I heard you through your mind. 40 degrees. The measure of EI arc minus 80 degrees. All right, we have no more fractions. We have no more parentheses. We're just trying to find the measure of arc EI. Add 80 to both sides. Well done. I'm glad you worked through your solver tools to know these were the steps. I'm going to add 80 to both sides. Subtracting 80 and adding 80 results in a 0. So they will cancel out. 40 plus 80 is 120 degrees, and there you have it. The measure of arc EI is 120. Let's go to part B. Determine the measure of angle X. So this angle is the unknown angle. We know that VW is 40 and TU is 85 degrees. So really, the measure of angle X, it's the angle. We have the formula. The formula is 1/2 of the difference between the arcs. So I'm going to subtract, I'm going to write out 1/2 first. I'm going to subtract 85 minus 40. Those are degrees, of course. And then 80, you got to do what's in parentheses. So 85 minus 40, that has to be first. And I think it's 45. There's still a 1/2 in front of the parentheses. And then what is 1/2 of 45? Half of 40 is 20, half of 46 is 23, 22, 22.5. There we go. Done. Last one. Part C. Determine the measure of angle D. So highlight the angle. We want to go and figure out that angle right there. Let's move this up. Okay. So then we know that ZXC is this angle. And we know that CB is, or arc I mean, and CB is that arc. So with a little bit of numbers in there, I'm actually going to use a red for the 120. I'll tell you why in a second. 120 right there. But I am going to put in my, let's do this. This is the color to, because remember what we are thinking about right here, that's a 30-degree angle. Remember, It's not this arc. They're tricking you. It's not this arc that we're going to use to subtract from our formula 1/2 whatever. It's this arc. How big is this arc? Ooh, that's a lovely mark on my finger. How big is this arc right here? All the way around a circle is 360 degrees. You've already identified a 30 degree and a 120 degree. So 360 minus 120 is 240. And 240 minus 30 is 210. This arc is 210 degrees. We had to find this arc. It's actually, this one doesn't count because it's outside. It's not intercepted by the angle. This 210 is intercepted by the angle. See, it's on the interior of the angle, angle D, and 30 is. Now we use the formula. The measure of angle D is 1/2. The measure of arc ZB minus the measure of arc BC. Plug in the numbers that we have. We have 210 minus 30. The 210 is the bigger one minus the 30. That's the smaller one. Simplify the parentheses. So 210 minus 30 is 190. Multiply by 1/2. Let's see, 1/2 of 200 is 100. 1/2 of 180 is 9. This must be 95. There we go, the measure of angle D, 95 degrees. You know, I actually ended up making a note card for the exterior angles of a circle theorem. I suggest you do too. Thank you for watching this video and getting all the way through activity 3. See you on page 373.